Yes, people. Happy Tuesdays, Jacob on the one up top. And welcome to Only Fools and Horses, part 3. Before we go into this video, I'd like you to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all of that. Get these views out there. These Only Fools and Horses videos have been quite good in terms of traction. And it's probably because we're a foolish club. Simple as that. So I'm not gonna delve. I'm gonna go straight into it. First thing I want to talk about is, I spent a couple of minutes on the performance of the weekend. For me, when I watched it, I kind of remember saying to myself that this performance describes it. If you wanted to know what Tottenham Hotspur are all about right now, top to bottom, you just look at that performance, because, in that performance, no one really knew what they were doing. You had a manager that was trying his best, but realistically doesn't know what he's doing. You've got a set of players that have all got different ways of winning games, different mentalities, which is a good thing normally, but, in our circumstance, it's a bad one, You'll have Romero that wants to go around kicking people. Then you've got Harry Kane that wants to remain professional. You've got certain players that are playing long balls to players that don't really run in behind, and we're wondering why everybody's getting caught offside. I didn't really, I'm not going to blame Ryan Mason, but I didn't see what was going on. I didn't see what we were trying to do. All I did see was there's one thing I did see is that Aston Villa were all over us. And if Aston Villa, I think if we met them about 3-4 weeks ago, they would have absolutely battered us. But they were a little bit, I wouldn't say cautious, but a little bit worried because of the 2 games without a goal, sorry. But, like Dr. Tottenham turned up and sorted them out and gave them the breather that they needed. I had a lot of people saying to me that, Ryan Mason's had a couple of good games, couple of performances, whether we've lost, give him the chance as long as he's backed. But these are the main reasons why Daniel Levy's been able to get away with it for so long, because we've got fans that they just accept small things. So we lose 4-3 to Liverpool, and granted it was a good performance. We brought it back against Man United, and then we beat Crystal Palace. But 3 games like that, where we weren't exactly immense, they're talking about Ryan Mason giving the job and back him. 1, Ryan Mason's not good enough, and 2, he's not going to be backed. So imagine leaving Ryan Mason in there that's not backed. We need a special manager. Pochettino was one of those, and that's the guy that I was gunning for. But now he's gone to Chelsea. These same small club managers small club fans, that want Ryan Mason to stay with the same people that don't want Pochettino. It's mad. They need to give their head the wobble. These are the same fans that, Disarray beats Arsenal 3-0, and all of a sudden he's the guy to take us somewhere. Whereas 6 months ago, no one had even heard of him, really. Do you know what I mean? And he's had a good spell, granted, but we've seen what happened with Graham Potter. He had a brilliant spell at the same club, got the same mentions in Disarray, and look what happened to him at Chelsea. So it's a desperate plea for a manager that does well. So we've got a lot of managers that are put in the pipeline because they do well. You're getting paid a lot of money, and you're managing a relatively good club. You are paid to do well, and if you don't do well, you get the chop. But we're that lacking in every department that we're just looking at managers that are doing well. We've got people like Xabi Alonso in the frame. It's only about 6 months ago I realised he was a manager. You know what I mean? He's only just finished playing. But then people want to take him on because he's done well at Leverkusen. They're out of Europe. I think they're 8th or 7th in the German league. Apparently they're playing really good football, but okay, cool. He's doing as well as Disarray, if I'm honest. Disarray probably gets more credit because it's Brighton. Bayern Leverkusen are a strong side in Germany. So, all of a sudden we're talking about Alonso being a front runner. Ryan Mason being a front runner. This club is in it's in disarray. It's not the fact that we're not winning anything. It's just I look at Tottenham now and I just think what is there to be positive about? Like normally it's like, all right, Daniel Levy's not letting us spend the money, but we've got certain players, we've got a manager, we've got a style, we're attacking, we're challenging for Champions League football. But right now we're not doing any of that. We're not attacking, we're not going for Champions League. The players that we all laud, more often than not, I'm hearing rumours that they're going to leave or they don't want to stay. You know, and if they go, the other players are mid-table at best. But so you know, you either need a really big manager with a brave face and give him all the reins, or Daniel Levy needs to accept that it's not working. You know, I seen an article in the Daily Express. I didn't even read the article till it's finished. It was just the paragraph in bold in the middle, and it said like, you know, basically Tottenham are has-beens, and they are has-beens, and you know they're also runs for the sheer fact that Daniel Levy has made so many bad decisions. They've all caught up on him. So I looked at it, saw it this morning on the way to work, and I thought, yeah, that's exactly what's happened. What do? I go on the, you know, go on the comment section. Easily 200 comments from Tottenham fans, all talking about, oh, Daniel Levy's not allowed to make a mistake. Oh, this journalist has always hated Tottenham. I'm like, whether he hates Tottenham or not, that's facts. But when you're seeing a majority of the fans in that comment section kind of, you know, protecting the club for a comment that is so correct, again, I'll say that's the issue with the club. It's like, you know, I don't condone violence too tough, but sometimes it's needs must. And you look at what happened at Man United, they all broke in, got a game cancelled, all that stuff. And the Glazers are now looking to sell the club. And once they sell the club, realistically, that moment that when they played against Liverpool was what needed to happen, because that gave them the wake up to not only give Ten Hag a relatively lot more money than they probably wanted to. It's got to the point where they've just thought enough's enough, we want to sell. So you need to do everything in your power, and that's Man United. And you know, they haven't been successful over the last 10 years where they'd want to be, but they're one of, if not the biggest club in the world, and the fans are doing that. So they have a reputation that they hold, and they did it. Whereas Tottenham fans in the round, you know, I don't think they'll ever do it, because Daniel Levy's frustrated most of us for the whole time he's been here. But I haven't seen anything so strong. The only thing I've seen is, you know, a few protests with 100 people max, a few dogs, and I commend them people for going out and trying. But as a club, we're just not doing it, because we're not an elite club. You know, Man United are an elite club, so when they're struggling to get Champions League football, and you're bringing in people like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all these guys, they're not going to have it after a little while. But Tottenham, I think we'd have to be like consecutively finishing bottom half for someone to do that. And even then, I don't know, because people will be like, oh, don't you remember where we was here before? Yeah, it's just... The only thing that gave me, not hope, but again, I looked at it and thought we're a small club, is that the Glazers are looking to sell the club. You've got the front runners as Sheikh Jassim and Jim Ratcliffe. And Jim Ratcliffe seems to be the guy that's winning the race. Now, the likelihood is because he's American, they've got an affiliation over there. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure he's American. So, you know, one American to another, nice one. But I've seen some news currently surfacing saying that Sheikh Jassim is saying to the Glazers, you know, if you don't want to sell us to United, that's fine. We'll just go down there and buy Tottenham. Now, at first, I looked at that and thought, please. But then, you know, I already know the hope kills you with this club. So one, Daniel Levy probably won't sell, even when he's right now would be perfect time for him to sell. You failed miserably. You've made a lot of money. You can make a lot of money selling it to the richest people in the world. Just do it. But at the same time, you look at it thinking, this is probably a tactic from the Sheikh, kind of saying to Man United, all right, then cool, man. Just understand that if you sell him to Jim, that's cool. We're gonna be a problem for you for a long time. Now, if it was any other club than Tottenham, I'll be like, this is great news. But the likelihood is the Sheikh won't buy Man United. He'll come to Tottenham and make an offer, which won't be good enough. And then he'll go to Brighton and there'll be another club, just like Newcastle, Man City, Chelsea, that will just keep surpassing Tottenham with the money because we've still got Daniel Levy. It's all just madness. Like for me, just sell the club. Sell the club to them. I've got to the stage where just sell him to a Sheikh because, every fan deserves to be happy. But Tottenham fans, I've been a Tottenham fan and generally been miserable most of the time. So, if you can't beat them, join them. Everybody's getting a Sheikh right now. So we could do with one. There's nothing apart from Daniel Levy taking money, and that can be a positive to him. Surely he can't. What are you going to do here? Because he's had a lot of big decisions to make, and we've all thought, okay, we'll give it a chance. He brought Mourinho in, didn't work. Why is that? Because you brought in a manager that demands a lot of money, but then you weren't going to give him none. So that was not a plan for you to succeed. That was a plan to shut fans up, and it semi-worked until you sacked him before the final. You brought in Conte again. That shut everybody up. And everybody was like, all right, cool. This has got to be the time where you give him the money. Didn't give him the money. So now it's got to the point where what are you going to do? I can't think of a world-class manager that would come to Tottenham, but then Daniel Levy's saying to himself, for me to shut everyone up, I've got to bring him in and spend the money. So if you're Daniel Levy and you don't want to spend the money, that's calm. Why don't you just sell the club to the Sheikh or whoever it is, sell it for a club fee. It's not 3, 4, 5 billion because that's what Man United's about to go for. If they're the biggest club in the world and they're going for 5 billion, how dare you say Tottenham 4? I know you got a nice stadium. I know you got all of that, but settle yourself. Get yourself 3.5 billion max, 3 billion. Come on, man. Uncle Joe, I bet he's supplying you with a third of that. So just do it. You're not going to solve this and you're going to end up to spend more money anyway. But I don't know. It's just, like I say, the only reason why I call this Only Fools and Tottenham, is because everything's just foolish. Some things in football are just simple. It's like you get rid of Conte, you think to yourself, right, go and get a manager to bring the manager bounce. What do? You hire the other person that helped him through this mess. And then when you sack him, you bring in another assistant. And then you're wondering why it's all going wrong. Daniel Levy right now hasn't got a manager for the men's team. He hasn't got a manager for the women's team. He hasn't got, he said we've got youngsters in the academy that are refusing to sign for Tottenham because they're seeing what's going on at the top end of the club. These are 19-year-olds shooting. We haven't got a director of football. Instead of getting a director of football, we've got a chief officer that no one's heard of. And he's done well to promote, Australia, football in Australia and China for Man City. Well done. You ain't done nothing in England, so what are you going to do? Like, I'm not really bothered if Tottenham have got a bigger name in Australia. If we're going to get a bigger name in Australia, China, certain parts of Africa, Asia, it's because you want the money. If you really want to promote Tottenham and get Tottenham to where they want to be, you do your work in this country, which he's never done before. That's why Man City sent him 20 hours away. Because he's like, yeah, go on, you get paid and go and do that thing over there. The people that are doing the real stuff were employed here. It's just a circus. The managerial situation's a circus. Players is a circus. I'm seeing loads of comments of Harry Kane and Son. Imagine a Tottenham without him, and I'm just like, imagine a Tottenham next season with him. Is it really going to do anything? No, we've had them for the last 5 years at their pump, and we ain't got nowhere. We've regressed with them two banging ridiculous numbers. So they're not going to. They might get better, but I doubt it. Like, I've just got to the stage where I look at it and think, who is Daniel Levy trying to pretend to? For me, it's worked well. So, if I speak to Daniel Levy in the room, I say, fair enough, you mugged a lot of people off, man. You've done it well. But right now, you're not mugging anybody off. There's a lot of people that know that this is going pear-shaped, but because they're so far up Daniel Levy's backside, They're prepared to say that he makes mistakes. It's like, yeah, we all make mistakes, but then you learn from them. Daniel Levy ain't learning from mistakes. If he's not learning from mistakes, then what, we're going to continue letting him do it? You know what I mean? It's like criminals. You know, if you know somebody that's a burglar, he burgles 1 yard, goes to prison for 6 months, comes out of prison thinking, oh, you know what, I don't want to do that again. 6 months later, burgles another house. So every time he comes out of prison, he just keeps burgling another yard. Are you still going to give him your trust? Is he going to be your friend? Are you going to let him in your yard? Of course you're not, because you make the mistake, fine. But if you keep learning, you can't learn from it, then I don't want to know. So Daniel Levy has been the chairman of this club 20 years now and hasn't learned. Like, it doesn't matter what circumstance you're in. If you've got a friend that keeps stealing off you and he steals off you once, you catch him and say, look, bro, don't do that again. And you give him a second chance. But he nicks a few again, He just keeps nicking off you. You're not going to give him 20 years of your friendship. You got a woman that keeps cheating on you. She keeps being rude to you, keeps being disrespectful. Or, man, are you going to give him another 20 years? If you do, you're either controlled, which I don't like to see. But if you're not controlled, you're stupid. Do you get what I'm saying? Or if you're not being abused or anything like that, you are stupid. Like, why are you with him? You get these people that are with a man or a woman and they're cheating on them the whole time. But you're like, okay, so why are you still with him? Oh, because I love him. But he's going to keep cheating on you then. Do you get what I'm saying? So the same with me. I always compare Tottenham to like a relationship, for instance. So imagine Tottenham is, I'm only going to speak from a man's perspective, right? So Tottenham is your woman, right? So regardless, you're looking at this woman, you're thinking, we're going to start a family, mortgage and all that stuff, right? But then she's got a few things that need ironing out before you want to commit. So you're saying to her, you need to change the way you speak to me, or you need to acknowledge that you're doing things wrong, or you need to stop, some sort of addiction, or, you drink too much, something like that. You'd be prepared to be patient because in your mind, this woman, you don't want to leave her. You're prepared to spend the rest of your life working on her. Right? So the option is you can't leave her. So she gets to the point where no matter what, it's been 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and this woman, you're not going to leave her, but she just ain't changing. What are you going to do with that woman? You're going to get to the point where you say, well, if I'm committing to this woman, I've got 3 kids with her, I'm already married, I don't want to divorce her, don't want to do anything like that. I've got to change the way that I'm doing things. So we'll get to the point where you as a man will do things differently. You've done everything in your power to make sure that in your mind, that this woman, you've made it feel to her that she's the one for you, but she's not reciprocating that energy back. So what are you going to do? You're going to get to the point where when you come home from work and she's like, oh, do you want to watch a film? Nah, I might do. Let me just go and have a shower and chill. She comes upstairs, you're asleep. So she's like, well, ain't you going to get up? Nah, man, I said I want to chill, so I'm sleeping. Sunday, she comes in with a few tickets. What are they for? Oh, yeah, I thought we could go to the cinema today. Hurt my leg, man. So, don't really want to go. All right, so we watch something on Netflix. Got a bit of a headache. So it gets to that point, that woman is consistently thinking to herself, what is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? Now, she's thinking that you've been with her for 20 years. Why is he changing like this? So she's going to think, are you cheating? Are you moving onto something different? No, I've just decided I'm going to change the way I do things until you fix up. So it gets to the point where if you as a man do that, 9 times out of 10, your woman is, first of all, going to check if you're cheating. You're not cheating. She's gone through your phone. She's got a tracker on you. Not cheating, but you're different. What is wrong? At some point, if she's a decent woman, she'll look at herself and go, you know what? I need to change something because maybe that's the reason why he's not doing this. Right? So it gets to the point she changes up and you're like, right, plan worked. For me, Tottenham fans have got to do the same thing with this club. With this club, you've got to say to yourself, that if the club is your girl and she's not listening to you, and it's not like you're asking her to change what she's wearing or telling her to lose weight, you're telling her, I can't marry you until you change this, and this. I don't want to be with you unless you do this. And she's not listening. Change the way you are, and all of a sudden she'll listen. But with Tottenham fans, we're just accepting that that girl is still cheating on you. She's still spending all your money. She's still, cussing you out to all her family. But you're still there like a little div going, okay, don't worry because I love you and we'll make this work. You're stressed. You just become a feeble old man. So this is what I'm saying with Tottenham fans. Tottenham have become that feeble man. That feeble, frail man that no matter what the woman says or does to abuse him, he's just walking around like a little idiot going, oh, but I love her and I could never get a better woman than that. So then that woman's going to tread on your face as long as she wants to. She's going to spend all your money. When she goes out with a girl, she's sleeping with another man. She's chatting to your kids like they're fools. You're just going to... That's Tottenham is that woman. So if you don't change how you support it, whether you're at home, season ticket holder, you membership, you're in Bangkok. If we as a fan base don't change the way we support this club, you're just going to get trampled on by this woman. And the woman is Daniel Levy and Tottenham Hotspur. So just fix up. I do fully understand people that have been season ticket holders and they enjoy the day out and go and watch their club, and they know that if they get rid of it, they're well down the pecking order, right? So the season ticket holders I kind of get, but if you're the person that's got the Lily White membership and you've got access to tickets, one, don't sign up to that membership, and two, don't take the tickets. So all the tickets go on general sale. If no one buys the general sale tickets, you're just going to have season ticket holders. That alone will make Daniel Levy think, rah, Daniel Levy's that girl. So you not paying for merchandise, season tickets, all that money going down, that's when the girl goes, I know what it is. He's been moaning for the last 10 years that this isn't happening. So we've been moaning about what's going on the grass, why we're not winning silverware. But then Daniel Levy's hearing that and going, yeah, but you still keep coming back to me like an idiot. Don't go back to Daniel Levy as your missus, and I promise you, as a group, we will win. But again, I'm saying this on deaf ears because, I'm not sitting there saying I've ever been a season ticket holder. I used to go to a few games, but then when I realised that, my pants are getting pulled down as well as a lot of fans, I thought to myself, no, I'm going to do what I've been saying to every fan. Don't give them money. If you don't buy the kit, if you don't buy tickets, you don't buy memberships, and you do that in your droves, regardless, and you support Tottenham, this is what will happen. But the problem is there's probably about 10,000 to 20,000 season ticket holders in the queue waiting that just want to see Son play, want to see Harry Kane play, never been to the stadium. It's not as serious for them. So Daniel Levy will always win, but generally, we as Harden fans at least need to just stop doing it. I'm seeing a lot of people that have got big platforms not going to the games anymore. Just keep that energy, man, regardless. Like for me, we could wake up in the morning and we've got Jurgen Klopp as manager. So somehow Liverpool have sacked him and we've got him. We've got Pep. Still wouldn't go because I'd be thinking, yeah, Pep will leave in 6 months because he ain't got no dough. So don't just do what I do. Treat Tottenham like that woman or that man, that no matter what, they do not like you, they are abusing you, they were using you for your financial status, and you're just accepting it. It's as simple as that. I'll just look at it like me, if it gets to the point where I go on a date tonight and I go meet a woman and for some reason she thinks I'm boarding, and we're going to all these nice places and she's ordering food for £150 off the cusp, known me for 3 hours. I know, okay, you're after my money. So if I can do that with a woman, Daniel Levy's doing that to about God knows how many thousands and millions of people. But for some reason, these guys or these women will understand when a woman or a man is taking a piss out of them in a restaurant, but they won't realise that they've had their pants pulled down by a guy that's doing it to 1,000 people that they go to the same place with every week. It's called a brainwashing. So yeah, I'm going to sign off on that. Hashtag Shake Jassim. That could be something that lasts 3 hours, but when I go to church on Sunday, I'm praying on that. So that's me for this Tuesday afternoon. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, do all of that. And look out for me doing a before, middle and after this weekend when we lose to Brentford. And I'll probably do another video based on Only Fools and Tottenham next week. So love you all. Have a blessed Tuesday. Jacob on the one up top.